Hey, lovely people. Welcome back. Howdy. I hope you're all well. I hope you've all had a fabulous Easter, if you celebrated it, or any celebration you've been through this weekend, because I know there are others. And this is kind of my final making things video for this journal before I do a flip through. And also I want to show you some bits, because I've done some bits without you. I'm really sorry, but I kind of cracked on. So I've stuck on the cover, so that's now stuck down, and you saw that right at the beginning. It's an old light switch, copper, beautiful, patinaed, with a little bit of picture behind it, and it had a bit of chipboard in it to fill the depth, and then that's just stuck down beautifully. So the other things I want to show you. You watch me make a collage, pages, masterboard-ish thing, and I said I was going to cut it into 3, and I did, but I've done stuff with 2 of them. You'd have to excuse my squeaky chair. I'll try not to move too much. So I've got 2 strips left. Excuse me. I cut it into 3, and I've made some. There you go. Here's 2 that I made. Clustery things, using bits and pieces from the kit, the leaves that I like, a bit of fabric, some old photographs, and it's just using up bits to decorate pages. So I've made 2, we'll make some more, and I'll do that with you. I'm also going to try and incorporate these, which I'll lay that. I was at my lovely friend Dave's, Dash of Dave, whose digitals these are, beautiful things, and he was working on a project, and I was faffing essentially. He has a box full of scraps, and I literally just pulled out about 4 or 5 different bits of scrap paper and started sticking them together, and this is what I came up with. So I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to see if they can get incorporated somewhere. So I've got those. So you see, I've been busy. I've done stuff. I've worked as well, but I've done stuff. I've also eaten a buttload of chocolate. And the biggest leg of lamb, known to man. Could have been a horse. Who knew? Do you know what? It was fun. What else have I got? Right, so I also have these. And these are advertising leaflets from my union, my place of work. And all I've done is advert for my union. I've just covered them with paper. I'm going to stick something on the inside. I don't know what yet. And we might do something with those. I don't know yet. I made them. We'll see what happens. I have this again. Used a bit of the paper in there, and this was, if you turn it over that way, it had 3 paintbrushes in it. It was a packet of paintbrushes, and so I just covered it. And again, don't know if I'll use it, but it's summer. And these lovely chunky things, I haven't covered that one. I've covered that one. These were, they're nice and thick. Next just had a sale, and Dave and I spent some money on jeans, and these were hanging off the jeans. They were the labels for the jeans. So from Next, covered them with some paper. I've backed that one. Haven't backed that one yet, but they're good and chunky. They're like chipboard type thickness, and I like them. So I did that too. And then I have done stuff. I've done quite, because it's getting to that stage where I just need to get this finished and move on to my next project, much as I absolutely love everything I've done. So some of the pockets we made, I've made tags ready to slip in, and I've got, throughout the journal, I've got some that are made, some that are not, some that need finishing. I made a big journal card for one of the flip pockets that you watch me make. Ooh. And this used one of those clusters that I made to make a little tuck. And then it's got a picture of my grandma, little advertising thing, and then that just slips in the pocket that we made. What else did I want to show you? Flips you watched me do on camera. I stuck a journaling card under one. That's another one, and again that's that foliage that I like, the leaves, of which I've cut a lot out, but I also kept the originals. Where is, I showed you, I did show you, what was a set, there it is, I think. Is it there? No, not there. A folded photograph that I wanted to use as the cover of a notebook. There we go. This one. No, so I made it into a notebook. It's only a little one. It's not got loads in. Yeah, I've just pamphlet stitched some pages into it and put a little tab on the front, and that goes into one of the other pockets you watch me make. Like that. So as you can see, I've done some stuff. I have done some stuff. And look, it's not overly gator-mouthed yet. Overly, he says. It's a bit more gator-mouthed when you stand it up like that. When you lay it down, you can't see, but when you lay it down like that, it's almost parallel. Almost. I know what I'm like. I usually make them super, super chunky. So I'm quite pleased that that's not overly chunky, but chocked full of loveliness. So without further ado, let's get rid of that. To one side, behind me on the bed. I'm going to take a swig of Coke, so excuse I. And other soft drinks are available. And let's crack on. So I don't know if these are too bright to go. So I might use some and not all. I may use the smaller ones. See, I think that yellow is a bit bright, but I kind of like that one. We'll leave those three out for now and see what we can't do. So yeah, what are we? Late at night again. It's always late at night in this house. Whenever you see me, I have had a staff meeting today, so I've been at work for a bit, but generally not done a massive amount in a work context. Spent the evening with Dave because he'd had a few issues at work and just needed to chat. And that's what we do for each other, that's what friends do. Maybe if we do that and use those three. I also have these were from, I want to say Artemis, I'm pretty sure, and I've used a couple. I really like them. I might use a couple more, I'm not sure yet. I know not on that one anyway. Not on these three, let's say that. But I will use them because I do really like them. Let's find some scissors. Find some scissors and crack on. I'm going to use some more leaves, maybe smaller ones. Yeah. Yeah. So I did say in a previous video, I'm kind of obsessed with these leaves. I've got 3 pictures, so 3 different leaves. But I really like them. So they've kind of gone and everything. But it's good because it kind of ties it all together nicely with these beautiful digitals. So I think this is like video number 8. I'm not sure. Something like that. Let's do some inking. I think it's video number 8, and then there'll be a flip through. And The reason I did a load of stuff off camera is just because we'll be at this forever otherwise. Because you get like, I don't know, what, 3 pockets done in a video or 2 tags done in a video. And yeah, it weren't quick enough. Kind of lag. Let's move that a minute. Like that. Like I said, these were all just bits and pieces. Slowly but surely, been helping Dave sort stuff out and kind of file stuff. And everything's getting home, slowly but surely. But we kind of ended up with a couple of boxes that literally just had scraps in that had no home, explanation, anything. And so it literally, where I was sat the other day when he was creating, it just sat next to me and I literally just dipped my hand in and pulled a lot of stuff out and thought, what can I do? And this is what I came up with. Which, you know, I'm quite pleased with for what they are. I'm going to have those down under the P. I'm not opposed to a little cluster. They have inspired journals before. They inspired, what did they make? Oh, Esther in the Library. If you look through my flip through videos, Esther in the Library, who recently sold to a very happy lady. Vicky, thank you very much for buying and loving. But yeah, Esther was inspired by a cluster. I just made a pile of clusters one day and a journal grew up around it. So you never know. You never know what might happen. Okay, that's those 3 on there. Maybe we'll try Big Leaf and see. Actually, yeah, let's try those 2. And I guess kind of collaging and cluster making are the 2 things that I do when I have no idea what I'm doing. If I can think of nothing, it's not often I'm not inspired, luckily. Most of the time I'm like, want to play, I've got an idea, want to do this. But just occasionally I'm like, I have no idea. So I think collaging is always good for that, because it's just, if you don't overthink it and keep it, mindless is the wrong word, but if you keep it kind of, what comes to hand gets stuck down. And I think the only thing when I'm collaging is that decision in my head is whether it's going to be like this, where it's all straight and squares and strips, or whether it's going to be torn. And I like one or the other rather than mixing the 2 up, if that makes sense. I think we might have, what do I think? Can you see that? Oh yeah, you can. We might put those there. I think we will. Let's glue the buggers down. But yeah, stuff like making clusters, like I said, this was kind of mindless, because there was no pre-planning or thought. It was just what came to hand, essentially. And sometimes that's the best way, because then that does get your juices flowing and your mojo going and make you think and give you ideas, and something might come up. And so I'm not opposed to it. And I think the same can be said for collaging, that sometimes just the act of doing something with a bit of paper, there might be a colour in it, or a picture in it, or a shape in it that just inspires something. Works for me anyway. And like I said, I'm quite lucky in that I don't have...
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
I don't want to. Always. My Alexa doesn't talk to me from 1 month to the next, because I don't have a lot to do with her, because she annoys my brain. Turn on a video, she has to get in there, she has to say something. haven't asked her a question, haven't spoken to her, haven't ordered anything. The only thing I ever use her for is to play music, and she's not very good at that because she can never find what. I can be looking at it on my phone on Spotify, and she'll be sat there going, "It doesn't exist, it's not on Spotify." And so I've given up shouting. It's not worth it. She really ain't worth the aggravation. I just don't use her. She just sits there. Which is probably sad for her, but you know what? I ain't bothered. But every time I turn on the camera, she pipes up with something. Tonight, she can't connect to the internet. You know what? Not my problem. Not my problem. That's what I'll say. Right. Now, maybe we'll go this end because it's lighter. Let's move these up a bit. I'm desperately trying to stay in shot. I know what I'm like. It'll get lower and lower and lower, and then I'll disappear off the bottom, and someone somewhere will comment, "What were you doing? I couldn't see any of it." Okay. We'll just pink those little edges so they stand out a bit against my paper. And then, am I going to up or down? Up. Do it up. Yeah, going to do it up. Going to do it up. And that'll be number one. I don't know, do I need a bit of fabric? Wait. I'm not one of you, sorry. Film scores popping into my head again. This time. Oh, Torch Song Trilogy and Bancroft. Wait just a minute. I'm not one of your pals here. Your father went to the hospital. I gave them a man. They gave me back a place to visit on a Sunday. Oh, shush now. Enough. Can't help it. We've had this conversation before. It just is. Right, so I'm going to tuck that monked up door. So maybe I will just across the top. Just across the top. And we'll see what happens. Can't help it. I've even got Dave doing it. So, can't remember where we were out the other day. And I went to do something, and even he went at the same time as me. Put your right hand in the box. What's in the box? Pain. Oh dear. See, I don't have to watch these movies, I just have to listen to them and it sinks right in. So yeah. Although the old June's been superseded by the new June because I love it. But it's not quite as I don't know. It doesn't have the same dialogue, I suppose. That's all it is. Because the old June was a lot more. Let's make sure that's straight. It was a lot more. In theory, you could hear their thoughts. So they'd say a line, and then you'd hear their thought in their head. So there's a lot more passion. Whereas this one's different. I like it. I do really like it, I have to say. The other one was one of my favourite films, and this is probably going to become one of my favourite films. So, what else? What else did I watch? Dave and I watched No Time to Die, which I loved, but I like Daniel Craig. I told you that story about stalking that poor man over Richmond Park, but hey, I was young. We do these things. I don't claim it was good or right. It was fun at the time, though. Oh dear, those were the days. We were all young once, weren't we? Yeah. That's me totally made me lose my train of thought. Stalking, Daniel. Oh yeah, No Time to Die. We watched No Time to Die. And I really enjoyed it. It's one of those that we're like, we must see that at cinema, must see that at cinema, must see that at cinema. Cinema. Never got around to it. So when we actually saw it, it was on one of the streaming services. It was good though. I did enjoy it. And then what else have I watched? Seem to have had a glut of films recently. I watched Cruella last night. I love that film. And I don't know if it's I don't know. Maybe it's the fashion thing, but I just absolutely love it. It's got to be one of my favourite live action ones that they've done. And maybe it is. Maybe it's the fashion connection, and because it's in London and I recognise everywhere, and liberties, and I love liberties, and there are lots of reasons. But yeah, so I watched that again last night for about I don't know, I think that's the 6th or 7th time I've watched it now. Maybe we'll leave that hanging out and hang it off the side. But yeah, let's lift that up. Let's line that end up. That far, maybe that's just that far. Maybe go in a bit. Find my scalpel. Scalpel, nurse, scalpel. There we go. And number 2. And then last, but by no means least, let's just think that bit. We have. Oh yeah, I'm going to do that right there. Do I need a bit more? Do I? Come on, people, tell me, do I? I'm just going to, a little bit. I don't even know what this is off. But it must be old and it's a bit brittle and it's been coffee dyed. And it frays beautifully and it rips by hand. You don't even have to cut a notch in it or anything, which I love. Just going to stick a bit there, like that. And then I'm going to stick a bit on the back, like that. I'm going to run that down there, like that. Oh. And then stick that on now, like that. We like that one because it's got my name on it. Well, B for Brian. Not Vern at all, not I. So we'll make that one slightly longer. There we go. I kind of like those. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's shummet a bit different. Right. Let's see if we can do something with one of these. Let's see what we think. Because I do really like these labels. It has to be said. Maybe if we one now. In fact, I think I'm just gonna do it and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna make 2 with this. So I'm gonna do a fragile on that side. What else have I got? Same one, but let's do it the other way up. Any road up, we'll do it the other way up. And I've tried to be really good and not use too much outside of the kit that belongs to anybody else, because obviously I'm trying to advertise Dave's kits because I want you all to go buy Dave's because they're amazing. Not just my friend, but also a creator of beautiful digitals. Okay, it don't look straight, does it? See the top of my head, I do apologise. I just need to, that's because it's not straight, it's super wonky. Better. That's the only thing we do in these videos, is you kind of have to get used to this, looking at everything at that angle, and it don't always work. Just when you think something's like, oh, that's perfect, and then you see it from the other side and you think, no, that's not perfect. Do we have an odd letter? I've got more. Well, an F maybe, and maybe a J. I don't know why, don't ask. I have no reason. Do I need one? No, I don't. It's my digital. No, it's not my digital, but it's my project. I shall do that, please. Nope. I don't know. No. Oh, maybe. Right. Bear with. So I have a nice new mat. Dave and I bought mats at the same time. Or I reordered them and I gave them the money for it. But because I'm such a messy so-and-so, I've kept my old one on top of it for now. I'm not ready to get it dirty. I'm really not. At least until I've made, I don't know, 2 videos. Well, that was a rubbish bit of tearing. Get your scissors, Brian. And try and straighten it up at least a little bit. We're not looking for perfect, but we're not looking for a big wonky tail like that. That's for sure. Do that and that. And a little bit of that. Yeah, so other than the labels, I've pretty much tried to stick to his digitals, and then everything else has come off. Mainly the New York Public Library. I just searched through their stuff because I think they're really, I've said before, I think they're really, really easy to use, and I like that in a search engine. They make looking for public domain images really simple, and they give you, whether it's free to use without restriction, or if there are restrictions, or if they don't know. They do. There's a couple that sometimes you load them and it goes, we've looked, we don't know, and essentially it says, do it, but do it at your own your own risk. I tend to ignore those. I think I do like that one. Flowers and flowers, they kind of go. Maybe we'll go for that. Yeah. I do think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to hang it out the end a bit. I'm going to pop on a chair, just because. And I'm going to leaf it up, because everything gets leafed up these days. One. There we go. Quick ink. So doing it again. Inking down here where you can't see. Somebody's going to have to sit and shout at me. You're doing it wrong. Well, not wrong. Just, we want to see what you're doing. Or some such thing. No doubt one day somebody will. I think there's... I try. I don't think I'm doing bad for... Well, I guess that's a matter of opinion, but I don't think I'm doing bad. And you know what? You might be watching, but I can't hear you. So at the moment, my opinion's the only opinion that counts. That will, however, change when you start commenting. And do feel free to comment any old time you like. I do try and answer them in a timely manner. I do. I just, yeah. I try and answer them as quickly as I can. And I always answer everybody as much as possible. Because I think it's polite to do so. And my little crafty guru, Dash himself, taught me that. And he is right. It's always polite. Right. Make sure we stay in camera, Brian. Make sure you stay in camera. Stick on my little chair. And now, I don't know now. Do you know what? Just put it on there, see what happens. And then okay. Straighten it up, straighten it up, straight as your cams. Not in this house, matey. And then oh, there we go. Ta-da! I think ta-da anyway. With my glue book, bit more inking, let's see, maybe I need longer. What have I got? What have I got any longer? Nope, 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 nope. Oh, it'd be easy to roll them over, wouldn't it? And then you could probably see, rather than just listening to me, to go nope, 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 nope. Quite pretty. And these are all, again, you've got public library. And what I've done with these is coffee dyed them, sprayed coffee over the top and just left them. And you can see where it's kind of soaked through a bit. Because they weren't heavily sprayed. It was quite lightly sprayed. Yeah, because it looked too white and fresh and new, and I didn't like it. Maybe no, too much. See, I like that, but it's not long enough. No. No. Don't do that. I'm going to use this one. Well, I'm going to cut it out and hold it up next to it and see if I want to use this one. And most of the time, I do quite well in that I like to think I have a good eye. And I don't often have to audition loads and loads of different. Ooh, now if that goes there. What have I got here? Got a bit of an old invoice here. Oh, or a bit of music. You know, I like a bit of music, paper. I can feel myself getting quieter and quieter. I'm not meaning to. I'm trying not to. Oh dear. Sometimes I do this and I think, I might actually be really good at this, and sometimes I just think, shut up. And we'll try the numbers. We'll do it by the numbers. Let's move that. I quite like that. If I do that, and I do that, you see, I'm going to cut a bit of that off. It's too long, that's what's wrong. Had to be on the last bit of the strip, didn't it? That I don't know. How do I make it work? Sod's law, innit? Put it on my pile. Try again. That makes me a bit happier because that's going to go. And I can do that. And I still might go. And like that. And then, actually, if we go down now. And then, yep, gonna do it. We're gonna have a big sprig. Well, smaller leaves, bigger sprig. Oh. So yeah, so did I say being at work today? Staff meeting. Wasn't actually working, it was just a meeting. And then I've got a whole day to myself tomorrow. Although I'll see Dave in the evening probably. Depending on how he's feeling. And then it's my weekend to work, so I work every other weekend. And this is my long weekend to work. So this weekend I have to work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And now I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then my other weekend I just work Saturday and Sunday. But the nice thing about this is because I'd have a 4-week set rota, so I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week, and then in theory, I don't work again for 10 days. Because it's just the way my rota falls. However, it's rare already. I've only just started this new rota. I'm into this is my second rotation of 4 weeks, and for the second time, my 10 days have been filled with other stuff. I have training and stuff to do, so once that's all done and out of the way, and I'm finally fully compliant for everything I need to be doing with my new role, then I will, in theory, have a nice 10-day stretch, which I am looking forward to. That's I've got a really good boss who, when he did my rota, did say to me, so you've got 10 days to do all your crafting, you should be fine. And I was like, that's a good idea. Just give me the 10 days. We need to do that bit first, don't we? So yeah, it will eventually. And then I'll be able to craft in daylight. Oh my god, actual daylight. Not that I mind. I've got lots of daylight lights in this room, so. But and I'm not a big sleeper anyway. It's you know, it's not like I'm forcing myself to stay awake just to make a video. I just generally don't sleep anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Some nights I make stuff, and then when I wake up the next morning and I open the curtains, I'm like, oh, is it that colour? It's not what I was expecting. Even with 1, 2, 4 daylight bulbs, sometimes I just think, that is not the colour I thought it was. But you know, these things happen. They really do. Right. Let's ink a bit. Don't want straight edge tone edge. Are we happy with that? I don't know. I don't know. It's not like me. Right, there with. I'm not bringing my glue book into shot. You'll just have to trust me when I say I'm gluing it with a glue stick on the magazine. That's all you need to know. Oh. In a straight line, mate. So yeah. I think I'm just going to strengthen that a little by folding it in half and sticking it down at the back. Oh, look at that. Sometimes. Sometimes I'm a genius. Sometimes I'm an idiot. But hey, such is life. So, what else? Yeah, so I just sold one of my journals. Esther in the library just went off to her little forever home, and Vicky, if you're watching Vicky, hello, sent me a lovely message to say that she absolutely loves it. That makes me happy. And then just before Easter I'd made another journal which I didn't make on camera, and none of you are probably ever going to see because it's already gone. For a colleague at work wanted one for her daughter, and her daughter's a dancer, a contemporary dancer, and a very good one. And has just recently moved to London and loves the V&A Museum, as do I. And so that was a really easy sell for me. So she got a journal that was using lots of things from the V&A archives and some vintage dance images. So that I did that over the weekend, rushed through and did that in 2 days, and then that got sent. That she went and picked. I'll start again. I met her and dropped it off to her so she could give it to her daughter, who evidently loved it. So that was another like ka-ching, went well. And then did a bit on this, which I've shown you, and I've started work on a couple of journal covers, which at some point I will video, and I'm talking about it now, but you probably won't see it for quite a while because it's a bit of a secret surprise for somebody. That's as much as I'm saying. I won't be drawn on the subject. You can't make me. So that. Yeah, so clusters. There's a few more. Add it to the pile. Ooh-hoo. 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 And then I'm going to leave that for now and bring in my journal. I'm just going to... I've no idea how long we've been doing this. Hang on. Oh my God. We've been chatting for 43 minutes. None of this, I have no idea what I'm going to say to you today. Can't shut me up. It's outrageous. And we're going to see if we can just stick a couple of these in somewhere. Where's my little ones? Ickles. Maybe. If we stick that down there, then that makes man a bit of a... Let's do that. Let's do that. This is where it starts. All that. I'm really pleased that it's not gator mouth yet. Wait till we've stuck these in, people. Wait. Just wait. I've got a funny feeling you didn't see that, so I'm going to move it up. A little bit at the bottom. Oh, and about that much. Oh. And then, there we go. Stick that down. Stick it down, mate. Stick it down. And then, excuse me while I reach out of in a drawer, because that's where you should keep pegs. I have some pegs. So let's just do that, why don't we, for a minute? Oh, just to hold that down, and then that becomes a bit of a who'd you what's it. you know. What do they call it? Yeah, one of them. Right, what else we got? Got another one there. Right, we're going to have to do this to the way out. Ooh, I might put one on. I might put one on my flippy cover. What do I think? Oh, it just, if I trim off a minuscule amount, that'll fit perfectly. Oh, yep. Doing it. At least I'm going to try and do it. There we go. Ta-da-da. And then that goes there and that goes there. And because there's not enough stuff tucked into this, as you can tell. If I three-side it, no, I'll just stick the end down. And then it can have a few tickets or something in it, or, you know, something extra just to spruce it up a little. Not that it's not spruced, but there we go. Ooh, I like. Right, and then we need to find, we put a cluster at the front, so we'll put a little cluster at the back. Yeah, it'll have to be that one, it's the only little one. Oh, but I like that bit. Well, you know what? If you want to keep it, do it that way. Do it! I do want to keep it. So I'm just gonna... Although that's probably a smidge much glue on that end of it. I am going to do that, and then it does. Right, I'll have those out of there now, because that should be sticky. And I'll stick you on there, and I'll stick you on there. Oh, come on, little peg. There we go. Good peg. Right, so that's kind of done. Right, let's see what we've got left. Right, so we've got 2 photographs on that one and that one. So the photographs, I think I actually wanna. I think I'm going to put in the middle and use as little tucks for pictures, or am I? Maybe I'm, I don't know. He says he's going to do it and then changes his mind. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave that. Okay, so 2 on this side, 2 on that side. Let's see what we can find. I don't want to cover the adverts. I like the adverts. I'm not covering. I refuse to cover the adverts. I like them. It's got stuff in. See, maybe we just use it on this again, on the little foldy ones. Or maybe on that. On that, maybe. Yep, that's what we're going to do, although I'll have to come up a bit. Yep. And I probably won't tuck anything into it, but I will leave it in such a way that something can be tucked into it. I'm good like that. Because if I start tucking into every little nook and cranny, it will be a gator mouse, and then some. Oh, it's going to be a bit gator mouthy anyway, I reckon, but you know what? I don't care. It's what I do. Right, one, ha ha ha, and something can tuck in there. And then, that looks, this whole, looking at a weird angle. Maybe one day I'll get used to it. Maybe one day I'll be happy. Maybe one day you'll stay. Sorry. Cabaret. Love that. Stage show movie. Score. Okay, you can come off now. I'll need you again. I need one more somewhere. That was on that side, so maybe on this side is where we need it. Actually, maybe. No. Maybe we'll do it. Down the line. Gonna do it. I'm gonna make like a little page band on this, and something can be tucked behind it. But again, I don't think it'll be me. Someone will have to make that discovery somewhere down the line. Because otherwise we are getting into gator business, aren't we? Right, excuse I while I lean over. Luckily I've got a line on this one to follow. We like a line. There we go. And then, I found one that I've not cut. Maybe I'll stick one of these behind it. I wonder if it'll fit actually. Oh yeah. It's a long way up, but oh yeah. Da-da-da. Just like that. There we go. And then, find my centre of my centre. These two need to go on this side. Where, I do not know, but we'll find somewhere. And then, we're calling it done, I think. I'll tell you, I have one more bit actually planned that I know I want to do. And then I'll let you lovely people go. Maybe if I trim the end off, that could go. Okay. It's my grandma and granddad. My lovely granddad in his Navy uniform as well, and my grandma looking rather spiffing. Way before my time, but hey, let's try. Okay, so stick that on that bit of paper and make it a sticky down thing. And it's not a massive tuck, but you know, stick a ticket or two behind it, or a lightweight envelope. That's going to have to go up a bit, isn't it? Otherwise, my grandpapa and grandmama. Follow the line. There we go. That's better. The thing I love about 3-in-1 or Fabric-Tac, or it rubs off. A bit like a glue stick does, that gets that same, almost goes dry and knobbly and And then, there you go. And then you can tuck something in there and there. And I have one more to find a home for. And then, you might go on there actually. Maybe this. Maybe this. Oh, shh. Now you're going to have cabaret stuck in your head all night, aren't you? Maybe if we go up to there. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, folks. I'm going to go up to that line there so that advert's peeking out behind it, but it means everything at the bottom gets covered, which is what we need. So, a bit down the side, bit down the other side. Da 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 da. Boom, boom. And then line it up with that, which looks mega not straight. Try again. Does it look straight to you people? You can probably tell better from me. Oh my god, no. Bear with. Better. Much better. There we go. I'm just going to show that. Done. That, other than a bit of decorating of the odd tag, I think is pretty much done. Trim these off. And then the only other thing that I definitely want to do is I'm going to run a ribbon through between one of the signatures so it's glued down and hang it over the top. And then I have this beautiful, again, piece of copper that Dave and I just collected a box full of metal stuff between us and then let it rust. And this had that really light verdigris, patina, whatever you call it. But it felt awful, so I've embossed over the top of it with clear embossing powder. And it made it go a bit darker, but I think it's kind of beautiful. So that, and this is actually something to do with planting. So you know you've put a seed in or something, I don't know. It came from like the pound shop, Wilco's, somewhere like that. One of the discount stores anyway. So that's going to hang like a little dangle. Down there, and then this is going to get covered. It's just a smaller version. It's going to get covered, coloured. There's a little sticker, and then it's going to have a little handle with care thing on it, and that's going to hang down there. And then we're going to call it done. Ta-da! So that's it for making in this journal. I'm not going to make any more videos. The next video will be, I love that so much, that feels so tactile. The next video I make will be its flip through. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope there's been something you might want to play with, have a go at, craft along with, I don't know. Let me know. Do the whole hit the bell, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think. And in the next one, there'll be a flip through. And then I can move on to something else. I have things planned with almost every kit of his. Plus, he's got new kits coming out. And I have stuff planned with those as well, because I'm the lucky one. I've seen them. They are gorgeous. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And then he's also working on some background kits, and there'll be stuff. There's lots of stuff coming up anyway. He's well and truly caught the bug for the digitals, and it's going well. So that's it from me. It's been a pleasure. I feel like I've rambled a lot, but according to the powers that be, that's good. And that I wasn't overly silent, so we shall see. We shall see when I watch this back, whether it makes me cringe or whether I'm like, yeah, we'll post that, it's all right. And I will see you all in the flip through. It's been a pleasure as always. Like I said, do that, or hit the bell, subscribe, hit the bell, leave me a comment. I'll always try and answer as quickly as I can. And yeah, subscribe. Go watch Dave, subscribe. He has a list of all his design team. Go subscribe to them, because a couple of us. And I'll leave you with that. On that fabulous note, I'm going to make my chair squeak and make my knees squeak as I stand up and turn you off. Ooh, an hour and a minute. That's not bad going. Bye, folks.